as we know, April's the time where you're going to make some decision about what you're going to do. And you're in this unique position where you're kind of staying at home just now to figure out what you're going to do. Have you thought about, the pros for your legacy or the cons for your legacy if you do stay at AEW?
I've thought about pros and cons for everything. I've thought about pros and cons if I stay with AEW. I've thought about pros and cons if, we go to WWE. I've thought about pros and cons if we decide to stay on the independent circuit and work the matches that are fun to us and that mean a lot to us, and then be able to go to New Japan. And I don't think that I am giving any, crazy news or this is going to make any kind of headlines. I don't know, but New Japan has expressed interest in us being with them. Mm-hmm. And I would absolutely love that. That's a dream of mine. But then I think about the cons to that, staying away or being away from my family. I'd have to fly my family over to Japan, and they'd have to live with me there. There's no way I could be gone because I love them too much. And I was away from my daughter for so long of her life, such a long period of her life where I was away. And now it's my time to make that up to her. And then thinking about AEW, the pros and cons there, we would not have had the success that we've had over the last 3 years without Tony Khan and AEW. They've provided and given us the opportunity to become what we are now. I mean, I can't, we talked about I don't shy away from anything. I can't tell you there haven't been times where I felt that our momentum was missed, or we were in some less than situations where we felt we could have been utilized a little bit better. But any line of work, whether it's wrestling, entertainment, acting, or working at Starbucks down the street, you always think you deserve better. If you have any kind of fondness to your own character, or you're proud of your own character, you always think you deserve better. And I always felt that we did deserve better, and that's not to say that I was never happy. Obviously I was super happy at many times, but there are pros and cons there too. And then we're going to talk about WWE and the cons to that, being away from the family on the road, what we were before we came to AEW. I don't think that we were obviously, we didn't fulfill what we thought we could fulfill. But the pros to that is we can go back and prove ourselves right in what we thought we deserved. We can prove ourselves right. So there's there's a lot of pros and cons to everything that I've thought about. And it's, I've been very open about my anxiety, and to say that since January, that my anxiety hasn't affected anything would be a complete lie, dude. This, for my career, aside from the dark period that I had for that year, this is the most anxious I have been. Anxious in a good way, but still anxious because the next decision we make, in April, the decision we make will 99.9%, at least for me, maybe not for Cash, 99.9% will be the last thing that I do in professional wrestling. And so it's very, 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 very important to me.